Good morning, members of Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. How's everybody doing this morning? As for me, I'm doing pretty good. I'm hanging in there, just doing my daily routines. I had a good night's sleep, and I just been, how should I say, recharging the battery. Sometimes when what I do, brothers and sisters, whoever's your viewing or is going to view this video, I try to stay as positive as I can, and sometimes it's hard, especially when you're getting targeted by individuals with negativity, or when I go investigate, people don't understand the spiritual aspect of things. When I go investigate, as I am spiritually blessed to be able to identify things that are around in spirit, through the spiritual gifts of discernment, I have to maintain a love foundation always. Anybody that will go into an environment where I go to that are negative and that do negative deeds, that will get overcome real fast in the environments that I go to. You could say these things that are around in spirit, they follow, especially if you overcome them in a spiritual battle, that they don't get what they want, right? It sounds similar when you fight something spiritually. How you doing, Brother Joe Hopes? When you fight something spiritually and you overcome it, right? And it's trying to stop you from advancing or doing good for yourself. It wants to keep you down. So what happens is, they come in numbers spiritually because they don't want you to be free or set free from whatever bondage they might want to have over you. But as you overcome them, they keep on coming. When you choose the side of how you want to be as an individual, that you feel the difference of when you have anger and the difference of a love foundation, and where your strength is stronger is through a love foundation. Because when you have hatred, that's being bonded. And that's why I always talk about always maintain a love foundation. Even though, I'm not perfect, I'm here in the flesh, I get targeted, I get targeted in which, I have to stand up and say what I have to say to the individuals that are coming against me in a negative way. They haven't been anywhere where I've been. Brother Joe Hopes here. He's a good guy. He sells minerals. You can put your link here, brother Joe. Your link of your sites. You can place it here. But yes, I'm just I want you all to see the different side of me. I know that I go make these crazy videos, catching this disembodied beings out there. But, this has been all my life. When it's like that, you're used to it. People ask me, are you scared or yes? No, I'm used to it because it's been around me like this all my life. So it's kind of like I'm not afraid of what's there because I know if you fear, you give it power. So what I do is I'm maintain my love foundation. Maintain my love foundation and place the Heavenly Father first, It's kind of like, for example, I like something good, like good things. Like I won a gift, this great baguette, minerals here. I had bought me in my first amethyst point wand from Brazil. It's my first one. It came in through the mail, and I got it here. I wanted to share with y'all of who a spiritual Abe is. When I was a kid, brother and sisters, I couldn't be who I was meant to be because the people, which was my parents, that were in charge of me, they wanted me to be a certain way. They wanted me to be this person that tough, not to let nobody pick on you. If somebody picks on you, you fight back. But within myself, I could feel the goodness in me. And I felt bad every time I overcame or defeated somebody in mutual combat. I felt bad because within myself I felt that I let myself down because it didn't feel right, you know, overcoming something or fighting somebody. It didn't feel right within my heart. I remember one time my mom sat me down and she said, this, so the way you are as an individual, said people are going to try to pull the wool over your eyes because you have a good, basically what she was trying to tell me is I have a good heart, right? So if somebody would tell me a story, you know, as a good person that I am, I would believe it. I would believe the story, even though it might be a lie. That's how good of a heart is. But with the spiritual gifts of discernment now, you could see right through when somebody is lying to when somebody's being sincere, because you can feel that, you can sense that, you know. But you know, I just wanted these things, as I started collecting minerals, these are the things that make me feel happy, you know. I feel the energy around these items, you know, whether it be this amethyst point wand that I bought. I got all kinds of boxes over there I hadn't even unboxed from Brother Joe Hopes here. He's got a lot of, he's got his own, he sells minerals. Put your link here, Brother Joe. Joe, put your link on here. He's got a lot of good deals. Let me see. I'm trying to, it's early in the morning. I'm trying to remember the name of his group. That's what's going on right now. Let me see how I can find it real quick. Yes, the name of his group is Cactus Moon Beads and Crystals. Cactus Moon Beads and Crystals. That's the name of his group. He is on Facebook. He's a good friend of mine. You know, I feel Brother Joe, you know, he's a single parent raising his daughter. I was a single parent raising my son. Now my son is 21. So I feel Brother Joe, you know, as, you know, sometimes we could be doing other things, right? We could be doing a lot of other things. But as we are responsible people, right, we have to do the right thing. It's within us. I know Brother Joe, within him, he does the right thing. Just like, and the right thing that he's doing is raising his daughter. You know, that's what he's doing, the right thing, you know. And there's people that forget what the right thing is, you know. They forget. And it's kind of like this. I always tell everybody something. When you have children, always remember this. What you do in their lives is either going to affect them good or it's going to affect them bad. How do you want them to remember you? How do you want them to remember you as? Because sooner or later, they're going to grow and they're going to remember you of who you are. Because they're going to remember the things that whether you did them good or you did them bad, and they're going to remember that, and they're going to remind you of whether you did good or bad, because they remember everything, you know. I know nobody's perfect, but I'm just talking of how I feel as an individual. And you know, I was trying to do a show and tell here. Look at that. Look at all those minerals right there. I mean, I guess I can walk this ways and just show you some of the minerals. This is a little shelf that I built here. I don't even know if I can flip the phone around or not. But here, I'll just show them to you like this. Look at that. A bunch of minerals there. This is my my minerals that are UV reactive. I'm trying to see. This is a new phone, so bear with me. There we go. All kinds of minerals here, y'all. I still got boxes that I haven't even unboxed. Got minerals on the walls. minerals by my entertainment center. Look at that a big chunker right there. And, of course, I got more minerals over here in my cabinets. I got 3 cabinets and I got a lot of boxes I haven't even unboxed. Look at that. Look at all those boxes I got there. The reason I got them there is because I'm trying to buy me another cabinet so I can put those minerals in there. That's just this living room. In the other living room, I got items up there that I bought from Brother Joe. Let me show them to y'all. I got them up here. So, some freeforms. So yeah, all that stuff. Remember that one, Brother Joe? Look at that. Those minerals here are from Brother Joe. Look at that. All that bling bling in that. We got some freeforms. Look at all those freeforms right there. That's from Brother Joe's group. You know, he always has good deals, man. I started collecting when I fell off a ridge. I came tumbling down, and I got seriously pretty injured, pretty bad, that I was in crutches for about 2-3 months. And ever since that, you know, I started collecting minerals. Like this little palm here has got purple in it, you know, and I've been looking for purple because purple is my birthstone. My birthday was February 2nd. So this got purple, and I treated myself with this purple amethyst point, you know. I'm just showing y'all some of the things that I have. I have a lot of minerals in my room, minerals that I got stored, you know, because I was thinking about maybe selling one day. I don't know yet. You know, I just go with the flow of things. But those are the things that made me feel good when I purchase things for protection. You know, you feel the energy, of those items, and it changes your demeanor as an individual. But like I said before, the spiritual battle between the balance is a daily thing. You know, it's a daily thing, and you have to be prepared at a daily basis. Some people might not understand where you're coming from, and that's understandable because not everybody thinks alike. But when you go through something, or you've been through something, or you've been through so many things in life, you can never forget what you've been through, and you cannot forget the wisdom and knowledge you've gained through things. Like, for example, I don't really want to talk about this individual. I have an individual that's been trolling me for about a year now, right? Making fun of me and all kinds of stuff. And I say to myself, you know, I do not accept the negativity. I deflect the negativity because I can't allow the negativity to change my heart. At the same time, as I fight through the balance, it's my job to try to help out people in that nature, believe it or not. And how is that? I'm going to tell you how that is. If a person was being spiritually bonded, should I say possessed by an unclean spirit, as a messenger, as a worker of the Heavenly Father, it's my duty to assist the individual that is being spiritually bonded. Doesn't matter what path they're on. Doesn't matter, like whatever the case it is. It's my duty to free that person from whatever is possessing them at the time or bonding them. So I go to those individuals, whether it's a homeless person, somebody that's on drugs, or whatever the case might be. I can sense, if I see an unclean spirit in this individual, and the unclean spirit is mocking me because he knows I can see it, I go and I cast it out of that individual. I rebuke it through Jesus Christ's name and set those individuals free from the bondage. This is what I do. I've done this all my life. I've done it all my life where sometimes I go where I could see the person that is being spiritually afflicted by something, even when I was a kid. So I would go up to the person and touch them. I would touch the person with my love foundation, irradiate my love in them, and which when I would do that, the unclean spirit will flee because it dislikes love, right? So it flees. If you were to say, God bless you to somebody that is being spiritually afflicted, whatever's in them is going to flee. People, within the balance, you got good people, you got bad people. I faced witches, warlocks since I was a kid. I remember I was coming from track practice. I was like in 7th grade, and there was a water fountain inside the pharmacy. So I went in there and I was drinking some water because it was hot in South Texas. It gets real hot. And as I was cutting through the store, this lady just popped right in front of me. It was an old lady. She said, "Is your name so-and-so?" She said my name, and I said, "Yes, ma'am." And I said, "How can I help you?" Because, I'm taught to be a respectful person. So next thing you know, is your parents so-and-so? And I said, "Yes, they are." Next thing you know, she drops this big old amulet made out of bones and chicken legs, and she starts chanting something, She starts chanting something, and at that time, I knew that I was facing a spiritual battle. Now, I'm a kid. What am I supposed to do? Well, I call upon the Heavenly Father. I start praying the Our Father, call upon the Heavenly Father, and as I call upon the Heavenly Father and I'm praying against her, I remember through my parallel vision behind me, just like I can see the wall behind me, but imagine if through your parallel vision you can see what's behind you, right? When people say watch your back, well, imagine watching your back and you literally see like 12 golden angels behind you. You can see their aura and everything, right? And then the person that's wishing bad upon you gets scared because she sees the heavenly angels behind you. She drops her amulet and it shatters on the ground and goes everywhere. And she turns around and takes up running out of the store. I remained with my love foundation, and over came the person that was wishing me bad. That's been all my life. That's been all my life. That there's people that don't understand where I come from, what I've seen, what I've been through. I see it when sometimes people invite me and they want to invite me to their groups, and they want to focus on just how should I say, on their agenda of what they believe in. I've seen a lot of things in the midst of the spiritual balance all my life. So there's a lot of things in existence. It just depends if people are willing to talk about it. There's a lot of people, they're not willing to talk about the things that I'm speaking of right now because they want to stay close-minded to what they believe in, And I see a lot of that within paranormal, cryptid, supernatural, all this. I see a lot of that. The people just want to stay focused on one thing. With the works that I've done, I've had many spiritual battles all throughout my life since I was a kid, all the way up to now. I don't consider myself a unique person. I just consider myself being blessed by the Heavenly Father to be able to identify these things that are around us spiritually, and for me to be able to help out somebody that's being spiritually bonded. There's a lot of people that don't believe in that. That's on them. At the same time, I don't believe in some of the things that those people don't believe in, especially when they say that they're flesh beings. I've been in the military. I was in the military, right? 10 years. In the Cav, I was in the First Armor in Germany, and I was in the Cav. And the jobs that I was in, we're the first ones to go. If there's any kind of war, we're the first ones to go because we're armor, right? When I was in the military, I can tell you this. I witnessed some things that were in there that's, you could say, unexplainable, but I've witnessed a lot of things throughout my life in which, for example, I witnessed what seemed to be some werewolf-like creatures in a tank table 12 in Blackwell multi-range, standing by the woods. There was like 3 of them looking at me and my TC around 3 something in the morning when we were going to go get evaluated. I've witnessed something like that. I've witnessed something that looked like it was going in and out, different pixels, like their cloak was broken and he had a short. I witnessed that on a track trail on Fort Hood going back to the base to park the tanks in the mortar pool. We seen it through our night vision, in which we had to hit the brakes because he passed right in front of us. But besides that, every story that I tell you, brothers and sisters, is not a lie. I'll put a lie detector on. It's experiences that I've experienced and witnessed. I have no reason to lie to anybody of what I've been through in my life. I believe sharing is caring, and we have to be honest people. There's some people that I've heard some stories, and it sounds like they're being fabricated for the views. That's what I see and witness, but I don't try to focus too much on that because, I got my own problems to worry about. So, but me, I tried my best to share my wisdom and knowledge to the viewers. Like I said, I have nothing against nobody. I have no against nobody, no matter what group you're in or whatever. I guess nothing. I can afford to have, how should I say, anything against anybody, because there's other forces that are around me, that's been around me all my life. They're always waiting to find a spiritual opening. So I cannot get pissed off at anybody. Even if somebody's coming at me in a negative way, trolling me for a year, I see what they're doing, but I can't allow to get upset over that because there's an unseen spiritual war that's happening daily. I see it, brothers. I'm going to tell you what I see. Give an example of what I see. People that are being spiritually bonded, I see that daily. Whether it's in a restaurant, whether it's a homeless person walking in the street, I can tell when somebody's being spiritually bonded. I try to help them. But these unclean spirits, they target on those individuals that they have bonded, and they don't want those individuals to get the help, the spiritual help that they need, right? So what do? Instead of somebody like me going up to help them, they possess that host and they take him out. You could say, how? How is this happening? Look, in the area where I live, I showed you all the pictures of the disembodied demonic Nephilim that are out there. They'd be coming to my house and I'll be fighting them, spiritually rebuking them in Jesus Christ's name. There's one where a woman got in the middle of the highway on 35 and she got run over. There's one where they've been jumping off the bridges. Somebody in the right mind, right, it's not going to do that. That's what the DDN or these unclean spirits, or if you want to, whatever you want to call them, if you think they're dimensional creatures that are doing this, or, reptilian, whatever you want to believe in, this is what they do. They bond a person, and when they have no further use for the individual, they take them out. And that's what they do. I've seen a lot of people die in that manner because they're being spiritually bonded. I personally lost a loved one a long time ago to the balance. And ever since then, I've chosen my path to be with the Heavenly Father, Jesus Christ, to fight the spiritual war. As I've chosen and I've sided with the Heavenly Father ever since I was a kid, right? I've run into what stands on the other side. I've run into whether it's people that are in cults, witches, warlocks, wizards, people that come from other parallel dimensions that are gifted because of what they practice. I've run into those individuals where they could come into our timeline, and just like they came into our timeline, into our dimension, they can cause a rift or a rip in time and go right back to where they came from. You know, those I believe they're the watchers, right? That they're watching, you know, like they're watching what we're doing. And I've witnessed a lot of these things. You know, I'm just opening up here. I'm wide awake. I'm not tired. So I'm just sharing this wisdom and knowledge, you know, because, you know, for a while there now, for about a year, I've been getting spiritually targeted. Certain individual mocking me with fake profiles, trolling me. You know, it's been happening for a while. And, you know, it's kind of like I was saying to myself, well, you know, if you got a problem with me, just come let me know, or we can do something about it. But at the same time, that's not the right approach. You know, I can't be that way. Not unless I have no choice that I will overcome that person with the Love Foundation. Even if I have to give them a demonstration of how highly trained I am as a soldier. You know, I'll give them a demonstration of my capabilities. And I think you probably freak out of what I'm capable of doing. And I'll do it with the Love Foundation. I don't have to do anything with anger. I choose not to have anger in my heart. You know, it's kind of like when I talk about witches and warlocks. You know, I know there's people that claim they're witches and stuff like that. Where I grew up in the Rio Grande Valley, the witches that I witnessed were dark witches. In which, what does that mean? What does a dark witch mean? That means that they already made a pact with the devil, and their soul already belongs to the devil, in which all the deeds that they're doing while they're still remaining in the flesh are not of good. They're bad deeds. So there's nothing good in that individual anymore, because they've already made their blood pact or their deal. That's what I encountered when I was growing up. Many of them coming at me, and they had abilities to, you could say, shapeshift. Because like I said, they already made a deal with Satan, in which they have abilities to manifest. That's why in Spanish they're called brujas, but they have the abilities to manifest and transform into a lechuza, which is like a big owl. I'll share a story with y'all. You know, I'm gonna keep on talking. Whoever wants to stay here and listen. I remember when I was a kid, it was nighttime, like 1 a.m, and they were saying the courthouse is like maybe 4 or 5 blocks away from where I live at, and they were saying that there was a lechuza on top of the courthouse, right? That he was talking, you know, to the people. That it was in the form of an owl, and he was saying to the people that it was tired, right? So all the people, we went walking over there to the courthouse to see this lechuza, and you could see it up there on top of the courthouse. And he said he was tired, so he backed away from on top of the courthouse. So the police came and they opened up the courthouse, and they went all the way up there to the roof. And what they found, brothers and sisters, up on the roof was not a lechuza. They found a naked man that was from Mexico. And they were trying to figure out how this naked man went up on top of the roof when all the doors to the courthouse are locked. There's no ladder or stairs that you can go up onto the roof. So this man was saying that that he was tired because he had went to San Antonio for a witches convention, and that was the fastest route he could go. There was in the form of, he was a brujo, right, a warlock, that he turned into the lechuza, and he was tired from flying, so he was taking a break on top of that on top of the courthouse. So he transformed back to being human, right? But he was naked. I don't know what happened, what they did to him or what, but he's saying he was from Mexico. So that's something that I witnessed, when I was a kid, and numerous other things. But besides that, it's kind of like when you're spiritual, you try your best to talk about good things, good things in life. But me, what I've been through, I've seen a lot of things that it's not hard for me to explain, but it's hard for people to understand. Because if they haven't been through it or they haven't seen it, then they would be clueless and they would understand where I'm coming from. So not saying that I'm better than anybody in any kind of way, shape, or form. It's just sometimes in life, you got to see it to believe it, right? You got to experience something in order to understand it. In order to understand it, to gain your own wisdom and knowledge for what you witnessed, And that's a daily thing for me. It's kind of like you always learn something new as you grow spiritually. But for whoever's reviewing, I'm going to show you my amethyst little point, big point. People call them a wands or something. It's from Brazil. I purchased it for my birthday since it's purple and a month is purple. My birthstone is purple. I bought me this for my birthday. I bought me a little palm. It's got purple in it. Let me see if I can see the purple in there it is. It's got a flash of purple there somewhere. There it is. Little flash of purple. Won this gift here. Purple agate. Purple, what is it called? I don't know. They call it like mini grapes or something. I got this. I won this on I won it. But yes, brothers and sisters, I see you, brother Michael Anthony. I know you're trying to get to a lot of things. Sometimes you got to be careful, brother, because I know you're trying to seek for truth, seek for wisdom and knowledge. But sometimes, how Mr. Jack Nicholson said, you don't want to know the truth because the truth can corrupt you, right? The truth that maybe the government might be hiding from us. It's something that could affect you in a negative way. I can tell you like this, because something happened to me when I was in the military where they told me, this is what they told me, don't say nothing about it, because we find out you talk about this, we're going to come for you. That's the government. The only thing I can tell you is this, something happened to our tank, right? Certain part of our tank got cut open, and we seen something, I should have say, something within where the opening was. We seen something that we wasn't supposed to see that's part of the tank. You could say advanced technology. I'll say it as that. Advanced technology. We witnessed something, and they sat us down. It was like 3 or 4 guys. We're out in the field, and they said we cannot say nothing to nobody of what we witnessed or nothing like that. Well, we're in the military. Well, I'm not in the military no more. But I can tell you this. There's some advanced technology within our governments. Where are they getting this technology from? I don't know. But what I witnessed is, maybe one day I'll speak about it, but I don't want to say too loud because they did say if I said something that I was going to be in danger. So I'm just saying that they told me I can't say nothing about it. And I'm more sure, You ever when people talk about what do you call it? I'll say was it nano? What is that called? Those little things that they're placing up in the air to fix the ozone layer. I don't know if anybody can help me with this. They're called nano something, nanotechnology or something of that nature, where there's little electronic things flying in the air, uh, trying to repair the ozone layer or trying to do things within the air, right? Uh, I believe, I think it's called nanotechnology. I'm thinking that something like that in the nature that I witnessed, but it was more advanced. I was just told that I couldn't say what I seen that day. That was within the skirting of our tank. And these people came out of nowhere, man. It's kind of like they knew. It's like they knew something had happened to our tank. So they came and they just told us, they made us a piece of paper and everything, like telling us all kinds of things. I never seen these people ever in my life, and I haven't ran into them again, but they know who I am because they keep a record of that. They know who I am. I can't hide from the government. They know where I am because I was a soldier at one time. So they know where I live. So there's no hiding from them. They track us down. They got us tracked down to where we go, where we live, because there's people within the government that still follow us. For the veterans, I could tell you some stories how I know that's true. But today is about me just sharing me or who I am as an individual. When somebody paints you to be a certain way, I just like that. When somebody paints me, especially if they haven't been through what I've been through and they don't acknowledge the stories that I'm trying to share to enlighten people with, then, anybody can say something about me saying, oh, I know him and he's like this, like this. Hear it from me, hear it from my mouth, not from somebody else's mouth. That's the best thing that I can say. I know my group is not that big right now, and I like it that way because I know that the people within my group so far are real people. There's been a couple of trolls that have come in and out of my group, but I got rid of the trolls. But I try to keep it real here in Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. I just want to say that I'd rather have a love foundation than have anger in my heart. Anger ain't going to get you nowhere in life, right? But there is a lot of things in place right now that are to go up against us in a negative way. Whether it's our government, whether it's people that they're worshiping other things in the dark side or unclean, and they know of the works that I do, so they come at me in a negative way because they don't want me to awaken my brothers and sisters. That's my mission. If y'all haven't known that by now, that's my mission. Awaken all my brothers and sisters, because we all have a chance to make it into the kingdom of heaven. It's never too late to have a relationship with the Heavenly Father. Some people say, well, I can't have a relationship with the Heavenly Father because I hate this person because it did this or that. It goes from rape to incest to trying to kill somebody, they were trying to kill somebody. It goes into that nature. And they said, I can forgive. They say, I can forgive because I can, and then they say, I can forgive, but I cannot forget. But when they say that, they're really not forgiven because it's got to be done true. People forget that forgiveness is a part of love. When Jesus Christ was on the cross and he said, Heavenly Father, he said, Father, please forgive them. They don't know what they do. Y'all remember that? When he says, please forgive them, they don't know what they do. You know what's going on when he said, please forgive them, they don't know what they do? right there by itself is letting you know that there's other forces that were working that had the people that are there spiritually bonded, or you could say possessed, because he said they do not know what to do. When they had those riots of the Black Lives Matters, same thing, chaos. Those people were being spiritually bonded. They let anger. The opening was anger, and they got overwhelmed by the unseen forces that they were using them to cause all this chaos and havoc. Right? You see our government, where they're trying to take religion, trying to get people not to believe in Jesus Christ. Why? Who is our government really affiliated with if they're trying to take Jesus Christ out of the picture? Think about it. We don't talk about, I know Brother Anthony likes to talk about conspiracy theories. The things that happened in Sodom and Gomorrah, right? The abominations. Our government has brought those abominations back in place. You know that, right? They're talking about different genders. All the sins and everything that this abominations were, they're here right now amongst us because our government allowed it. The first one that allowed it was part of that, Obama. Obama was part. He let the spearhead into our government. He started all that. I think they had a rainbow White House. I understand people have problems, but I'd rather tell somebody the truth than lie to them. I'd rather be straight up, not give them excuses or man-made excuses. The only thing I can say, a lot of these people, if they're not waking up soon, that they're not going to make it into the kingdom of heaven because they're doing things that are against Jesus Christ, against the commandments. Look at the commandments, for whoever, and I don't have nothing against nobody that's a human being because everybody's got a spirit. I'm just saying, if you look at the 10 Commandments, or you look at the commandments, and you look at what Jesus Christ, why he died on the cross for, all the things that are in place right now is going against Jesus Christ right now. So sooner or later, which I believe it's happening soon. And I know many people have been saying that for years. But you see what happens with Mother Nature. You gotta remember one thing. The Heavenly Father controls Mother Nature. He destroyed the earth before through Mother Nature, through the great flood. He controls the universe, so he can cast things from the universe to come and attack our earth. Especially if he sees that there is no hope, no love, no belief in him, he can do all these things because he's the creator of life. Some people will say, well, if he's the creator of life, where is he? Well, he is around us. He's within me and you. He uses us, right? He's within us. He sees everything. He knows everything. What do you think that I capture all the pictures of this DDN that I talk about? You want disembodied demonic Nephilim. You want to call them the Legion. You want to call them demons. What do you think I capture those in my videos when I go out there? How do I catch them? It's because they know who I am. Just like they know who I am, the Heavenly Father, they know. It's all about the Spirit. The Spirit knows the Spirit. So they know who I am. They know everybody in my bloodline. When we have generational curses, they know everybody in my bloodline. They know those before me. But we all have a chance to make our own path. We have a chance to be who we want to be. We all have to choose sooner or later, right? But they know. That's why they've been. I'm not cashing them out there because I'm looking for them. I'm going out there making videos, and as I'm making my videos, just like I'm here making a video right now, I go out there, I'm making a spiritual video that pop up in my videos, you know, whether they're whispering or saying something to me, cussing at me, trying to attach themselves to me. You know, they come at me because they see me as a spiritual threat because of the works that I do, because I'm awakening. I'm going against what they're trying to do. You know, they dislike us. They dislike mankind because we're under God's image. For those who do not believe in God, you better start believing. I'm telling you, these unseen forces, they got you not believing in God, believing in other things. They got you what they want you. They got you where they want you. They're like, they're not messing with you. They're like, well, there was demons in this. Well, how come they don't mess with you? They're not messing with you because they already got you bonded, believing in other things. It's when, if you don't believe me, this is how you put it to the test. And you're going to know that these other things exist if you're being spiritually bonded. This is how you put it to the test. Believe. Have a relationship with the Heavenly Father, with Jesus Christ. Once you start having a relationship with Jesus Christ, they're not going to want to let you go, right? The things that got you bonded is not going to let you go, and they're going to come at you because they don't want to free you. Just remember this. I'm going to give you the remedy how to free yourselves from them. And it's simple. It's called forgiveness. Forgive anybody or everybody of your past that's come at you in a negative way. Whatever the case might be, they try to plant a negative seed. The people that come at you, if you have a family feud or somebody you dislike, forgive them. And you're going to see a difference. When you have unforgiveness in your heart is heavy, it's a little bit of black. Then you try to make up excuses for yourself and say, well, this is who I am. You know, I'm not going to change for nobody. Nobody's going to change me. But it's not really you. It's the things that has got you bonded, making you think that way. But when you truly forgive, then you're going to know what I'm talking about. Then you're going to say, you know what? I feel different because I forgave truthfully. I'm getting blessed with the spiritual gifts. As you get blessed with the spiritual gift of discernment, then you're going to know, but you're going to see things that you wasn't seeing before. You're going to feel things spiritually with your senses that are around you. And the Heavenly Father is going to guide you spiritually how to overcome those obstacles that come your way spiritually. But that's the thing that I can say to y'all because I know a lot of people that might not believe in the Heavenly Father, but I've converted some over because I've converted some over because they did what I said and they see where I'm coming from. And they know now that this is what they want, this forces, whatever you want to call them. What they don't want you to know is this, that our souls, since we're children of God, that we have the opportunity to make it back into the kingdom of heaven. So these unseen forces that are around us, they want to deceive many people, but to believe in other things besides Jesus Christ. So they will lose their birthright, or should I say, the opportunity to make it into the kingdom of heaven. When you talk about suicides, right? When a person gives up in life, takes their life, you know, that's a way that a soul can be trapped, you know, here within our realm. But things of that nature, brothers and sisters, it's a personal choice. Me, I'm just sharing my wisdom and knowledge with y'all. You know, you're going to be how you want. I'm just sharing my wisdom and knowledge to y'all. And there's some people that might tell you, oh, brother Abe, he don't know what he's talking about. But when they're telling you that, it's because they're believing in other things. They're believing in the witchcraft. They're believing in Ouija boards. They believe in fortune card tellings. that believe in other things besides Jesus Christ. You don't need to do those things if you already believe in Jesus Christ, because he blesses you with the spiritual gift of discernment. So you don't have to flip a card over to know spiritually of what to do. You don't have to mess with no Ouija board. Those things right there, those are spiritual openings, because you're communicating, you're trying to get answers from spirits and demons that are around, because that's what that is. That's what controls that. So when you get an answer and you start believing the answer that it's giving you, well, you're actually believing in the unclean spirit or the demon that's giving you the answer. So that's a spiritual opening, how it gets attached upon you. Strange things start happening in your household. Strange things start happening to you because it's already got authority over you because you believed in it. The only way you can free yourself from something like that, brothers and sisters, is by taking authority over it, tied by and rebuking it in Jesus Christ's name. But it's got to be done in true faith and true belief. But that's how society is. I see this in society all the time, where they're trying to install all this abominations and all this wicked things. You know, you see it, whether it's you watching the Super Bowl or you watching a commercial, you always see the triangle symbols or the Illuminati symbols, you know, whoever it's affiliated with Lucifer, when they're dressed in red. You see all these things that is coming out more to the open. But it's up to us to make a stand against it. You know, like I noticed, like when I make videos or I place them on Facebook, luckily I put it on private, but before, everything was getting filtered out. It's kind of like I was getting banned, or should I say, banned from making videos, because I was talking about how important it is to maintain the Love Foundation, how important it is to place Jesus Christ first, how important it is when you're seeing some unseen forces around you to call upon Jesus Christ, to not to forget that you're not alone, but to maintain your foundation, not to anger or use any kind of spiritual openings to overcome the threat that's facing you. They'll filter all that because they don't want people to know that, you know. See, there's a difference between me to people that are of religion. Me, I'm talking about just like I'm a soldier, or I used to be a soldier, but I'm still a soldier at heart, you know. I know about offense and defense. Same way spiritually. I know about offense and defense. I know how to fight the physical fight, and I know how to fight the spiritual aspect out of it. The only way you can fight the spiritual aspect of it is through Jesus Christ with the Love Foundation, brothers and sisters. Listen to me, what I'm saying here. A Love Foundation. What is a Love Foundation? There's no fear. There's no anger. There's no unforgiveness, because all that is cut off, which could be you cut the generational curse, or should I say, what's holding you back when you forgive, all that's cut. So there's none of that there, in which your heart is going to feel different. You're going to notice that you're going to be feeling different, like nothing's holding you back, and you're able to decipher things spiritually with the spiritual gift of discernment. I hope y'all liking this video, and I'm glad people are here. I got Brother Jesus Carvajal. We got Brother Grizzly Chris. He's got his own podcast. We got Brother Michael Anthony. He's got his own podcast. Sister Gloria's got her own podcast. They all do spiritual work. Brother Grizzly does a lot of works all throughout the day. You know, he does a lot of things, doing different podcasts with different people of different genres, or should I say, different beliefs. You know, me, because of the works that I do, I have to stay the way I am, because I can't allow any other kind of openings, you know, because you got to be careful, brothers and sisters, because there's people within the groups that they work for the other side, man. They work for the other side, and they're trying to get as many people as possible. It's kind of like, I'll give you an example of that. That guy that's been trolling me, right? he came at me in a negative way with a profile name, Damien Peterson. And then he still comes at me as trolling me with the same name, but spelled differently, right? Damien. But spiritual law, the unseen forces that are around us, if they're bad, they have to identify themselves to us. Just like they identified themselves to Jesus Christ. If you're doing the good works, they're going to identify themselves to let you know. There might be, if they got somebody bonded, they're going to let you know in their own kind of way. They're not going to tell you who they are, but you're going to be able to tell who it is, right? Well, this guy that's been trolling me, he likes using Damien and different forms of Mike or Michael, whatever. But you got to remember, to me, I see things differently spiritually. So we got Michael Anthony here, right? So you got Mike, different forms of Mike, and you got different forms of Damon. So what happened? That's how you know what really people are about. They're letting you know who they are or what they're believing. When you got the Archangel Michael, right? The Archangel Michael. And then you got what fell from the heavens, brothers and sisters. What fell from the heavens? Lucifer, the Legion. But what are they? Demons. So this guy that's been coming at me with his fake profiles using these names, he's letting me know why he's coming at me in a negative way, because of what what got cast down from the heaven. So when he's saying Damien or Damon, or he says it different ways, what he's really trying to say is demon. He's identifying himself to me of what he believes in, right? As he uses this name. So to me, I'm a 10 Love Foundation. I don't accept his negativity and not deflect it on a daily basis. And he's been coming at me for about a year now. But that's basically what he believes in. This same guy that I'm speaking of, he talks about that he wants peace. And he talks about that he wants love, but he comes at people with fake profiles. Whether he's coming with those fake profiles, and he got other fake profiles that he uses, like goblins or witches. It's kind of like, I feel sorry for the guy, actually, because I'm trying to awaken spiritually. And the reason I feel sorry for him is because if he's affiliated with what he's believing in, we all know what the fate of those people is going to be that are against the Heavenly Father. My job, as I still have breath in me, is to try to guide as many people as possible so they can guide their next of kin, because nobody knows the time when everything's going to happen. But it's our job as for those who have love in the heart, whether you're a father or a mother, it's our job to guide our next of kin, our children, right? To get them spiritual ready, to be able to fight the spiritual fight. How are they going to fight something that they don't know about, right? So that's why I believe, so the government trying to take Jesus Christ out of the picture, because if they don't know who Jesus Christ is, then how are they going to fight an unseen war when it manifests itself to society, right? When it happens, how are they going to be able to fight it if they don't know to call upon Jesus Christ to assist them, And that's the broader, bigger picture that's happening around us, Again, I know there's a lot of things that, the social media has a lot of platforms out there. Me, I'm not focused on the platforms of what people are trying to do. I'm just focused what I'm trying to do here in Spiritual Encrypted Encounters, to try to help out as many people as possible. There's people that tell me, well, minerals, they're not good. Minerals, they're not good. If you look through history, some of the priests from back in the day they used to wear garments where they had minerals set up on the garments to protect them from unclean spirits. But the total thing, besides having a mineral in your hand, that's not what protects you, right? What protects you is what's within your heart, which is your faith, right? Your faith and belief in Jesus Christ is what protects you. But everything that's created from the heart has some kind of energy. Trees have energy. Trees have energy. I got a picture that I'm going to place that I've been working on. It's an old picture from Elms Grove where you could see the unclean spirit, or what I was calling the shadow spirits that I was witnessing there, where it's coming out of an oak tree, and you can see it looking at me. I'm going to place that picture later on. You know, I'm just a tree's a living thing. So just put it this way: demonics, the demons, whatever you want to call them, they have the ability to possess anything living, anything that's living, and it doesn't have to be a person. It could be a tree. It could be a fruit. Something that has some kind of life in it, right? Animals. It has that ability. When you hear it in the cryptic community, that people said they've seen a dogman or a Bigfoot go into a tree, then they say, well, it was a portal, you know. Spirits, demons can go right through you if you have a spiritual opening. Go right through you. If you have a spiritual opening, that's how they attach themselves to you. You know, that's what they do. Go through you to try to bond you, or should I say, semi-possess. If you don't have the knowledge to say, if something's trying to go through you spiritually and you're seeing it coming through you spiritually, I'm going to share the spiritual knowledge to y'all, what to say when that happens. If you're witnessing that it's coming into your body. It happened to me as one evening where I seen something that was manifested as color red. It had no flesh. It had no subcutaneous skin, just all red. And I threw a punch at it because it caught me off guard as I was stepping off the porch. And it had the form of a human. I swung at it. As I swung at it, I missed. And it lunged right through me. And as it was going right through me, this is what you do, brothers and sisters. You say, I tie, bind, and rebuke you in Jesus Christ's name. Boom, right there. As soon as I said that, the red just went to little pieces, little molecules, or whatever you want to call it, little orbs. Boom, it dispersed real fast. The wisdom and knowledge that I'm sharing with y'all is for you to protect yourself if you're running into a situation like that. People forget. People forget about when a person is scared, they forget to call upon Jesus Christ. They forget to go into prayer. Like I said, some people don't know Jesus Christ because they wasn't taught by the parents. But that's what you do. Anger is not going to help. Magic against magic is not going to help. Beelzebub cannot cast out Beelzebub, right? Something that's unclean, magic versus magic is not going to work. The only way that you can get rid of something is through Jesus Christ. Just like he got rid of the legion, they had the man possessed, and they didn't want to go back where they came from, so he sent them into the swine, right? But anyways, I just want to say thank you for those that are tuning in. I decided to make this video this way, just to let y'all know that it's very important to maintain love in your heart. And like I said, people have been through things in life, but sometimes you have to move on, right? You have to move on from what's holding you back in life. You have to move on from what's trying to keep you to keep a grudge, right, or a vendetta, because it wants to keep you that way, because it don't want you to awaken to be able to free yourself from that bondage. You know, sometimes when a thought comes into your mind and you're like, man, I wasn't thinking that. What is it? Well, it's not because it's you. It's because it's something else trying to make you think a certain way. So you have to tie, bind, and rebuke that. I do it daily, where I could be sitting down and something negative out of the blue comes, and I know that's not me thinking it. So that's the unseen forces trying to put an image in my mind of some sort. So I tie, bind, and rebuke it in Jesus Christ's name. I do that on a daily basis. Or I see a picture of something happening to somebody, you know, so I tie, bind, and rebuke it. We have the ability, brothers and sisters, to bless somebody, and we have the ability, because if we can bless, then we can curse, right? So we have to be careful of what we do. So if a bad thought comes into your mind, you wish bad towards somebody, you tie, bind, and rebuke in Jesus Christ's name, and for nothing bad to happen to anybody, right? So you take that back, because that's those unseen forces. You can say we're like angels, that we have capabilities as them, but we're here in the flesh right now. So just be careful of what you think about, or especially if something negative, you know, because things can happen in that nature, and at the same time, you leave yourself open to getting spiritually attacked. But yes, I collect a lot of minerals. Ever since I got shoved by an unseen force off a ridge, I've been collecting minerals, and that's what I do. You know, I was going to talk about this other individual, but it's not worth it, man. You know, it's not worth talking about somebody that just dwells in negativity, because I already know that feeling. It's not a good feeling when something's trying to hold you back to be who you truly are, or for you to get awakened. It's not a good feeling to have a blackness, or you feel you have a dark heart. It's not a good feeling at all, you know. I mean, you hear it all the time. People say, well, the only one that I have to forgive is the Heavenly Father, or, you know, I'm just living my life to the fullest, blah, blah, blah. But sooner or later, right, throughout life, whether it's early, midlife, or later on in life, one way or the other, somewhere something's going to happen that you're gonna have a relationship with Jesus Christ, and you're gonna know that the path that you're on wasn't the right path, because He's guiding you that way. Some people learn the hard way, where their ailments start happening to them, and you're like, why these things happen? Why this ailments happening to me? Is because they're leaving a spiritual opening for those ailments to come, because they got their doors open, they got their windows open, the doors open, and it's like open, free for anything to come, you know, because they don't take authority over it through Jesus Christ's name. So I got some, show y'all a little bit more of this. I don't got my little lights on. Let me see. Got a little dream catcher up there. Bunch of minerals, guys. Towers, spheres, you name it. Let me go up like this. And I have boxes that I haven't even opened yet. But anyways, thank you all for those who tuned in. Look what it says here, brothers and sisters. I'm going to show you something. It says, love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. Right there. So if y'all want to take a screenshot of that, my little picture frame that I got here. That's why I talk about a love foundation, brothers and sisters, because it's that important in order for us to overcome the things that are unseen in this world of the balance. It's very important for us to maintain that love foundation. Let me see the comments. Good night, Sister Natalie. I don't know where you're joining from. You're probably on the other side of the world. But thank you for tuning in. But anyways, thank you all. God bless you all. I might do another video later on talking about something differently. This was just a little show and tell. And it went from a show and tell, and which just normally happens. It went from a show and tell to talking about all kinds of stories and all kinds of things. But sometimes that's the way the Heavenly Father works. He guides us in that manner. He guides us in the manner that, I just go with the flow. I just go with what I'm being shown. But yes, basically, to finish it off is this. To those that come up against me with negativity, I'm just here to let you know I don't have nothing against you. At the same time as I don't have nothing against you, I don't accept your negativity. No matter how many times you come at me in a negative way, because I'm attending my love foundation. I speak the truth when I respond back to you, and I speak with truth with the love foundation. So I'm just saying you're wasting your time coming at me with fake profiles or coming at me in a negative way, because I don't accept it. Because I place my faith and trust in Jesus Christ. So you just waste your time. I don't know if that's what you're about or that's all you know. But I'm here extending an olive branch. If you want to be, how should I say, awakened or saved, I'm here to assist you spiritually and set you free from the bondage of you dwelling in negativity. That's all for right now. Thank you all who tuned in. God bless you and your families, and y'all have a beautiful, blessed day. Peace.